3:17 a.m., a Florida high school security camera recorded something that shouldn't have been there. No alarms, no footsteps, no one on the schedule, just a figure gliding down an empty hallway. In 1987, a woman disappeared from that exact spot. Same floor, same window, same time. Mike Foden was 42 years old. He had worked the night shift at Henderson High School in Gainesville, Florida for 7 years. Same chair, same 12 monitors, same quiet building from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. In 7 years, nothing unusual had ever happened. A false fire alarm once, a stray dog in the parking lot, a window blown open during a storm. That was it. Henderson High at night was predictable. Empty hallways, locked classrooms, fluorescent lights humming above polished linoleum floors. Mike preferred nights. Less noise, less people, just cameras and silence. Until November 2023. That Tuesday started like any other Tuesday. Everything was normal. 10 p.m. shift begins. 11 p.m. quiet. 12 a.m. quiet. 1 a.m. routine walkthrough. All doors secured. 2 a.m. coffee refill. 2:45 a.m. the hardest part of the night. Anyone who works nights knows between 3 and 4 a.m. your body fights you. It's not tiredness exactly, it's something older than that, something biological. Your heart rate drops, your blinks get longer. Mike had learned to manage it. Focus on the monitors, keep moving your eyes, never stare at one screen too long. 3:04 a.m. he refilled his cup from the thermos he brought every night. Black, no sugar, the kind of coffee that didn't taste good but did its job. He rolled his chair back slightly, stretched his neck, looked at the ceiling for exactly 4 seconds, then back to the monitors. Camera 1, front entrance, empty. Camera 2, gym corridor, empty. Camera 3, cafeteria, empty. Camera 4, parking lot. 1 security light flickering, had been for weeks. Camera 5, first floor east wing, empty. Camera 6, third floor hallway. He moved on to camera 7, then stopped, went back to camera 6. 3:17 a.m. Something moved on camera 6, third floor hallway. Mike leaned closer to the monitor. His first thought was reflection. A passing car, headlights catching a window at a certain angle. He had seen that before on camera 4, camera 2 once. But camera 6 faced inward, no exterior windows in its line of sight. His second thought was animal, a bird that had gotten inside, a bat maybe. Henderson had a bat problem 2 winters back, but this shape was too large, too upright, too deliberate. A figure stood in the middle of the corridor, human-sized, not running, not rushing, just moving forward slowly. Mike assumed it was an intruder. That was the rational response. Someone had found a way and that bypassed the senses. It happened sometimes, not often, but it happened. A propped door, a broken seal on a ground floor window. He reached for the phone to call it in, but something made him stop. Something felt off. The figure looked unfocused. The camera was 1080p, installed 18 months ago. As part of a district-wide security upgrade, normally crystal clear, sharp enough to read the numbers off a combination lock. But around the figure, the image seemed slightly distorted, like heat rising from asphalt on a summer highway, like the air itself was bending. Mike had never seen the camera do that before, not once. In 7 years, he zoomed in. The distortion didn't improve. It shifted slightly, like it was moving with the figure. No visible face, no clear clothing detail, no backpack, no bag, no tool, just a shape, moving, unhurried. Mike turned on the audio recording. The hallway floor was linoleum. Footsteps usually echoed faintly, even soft ones. The recording started playing. Silence. He rewound it. He played it again. Still silence, no footsteps, but there was something else, a faint sound, not the sound of wind, not static, more like fabric gently rubbing against each other, slow, rhythmic. The figure continued to move, but something else didn't fit. When people walk, their weight shifts, their bodies rise and fall slightly with each step. This figure didn't. It didn't descend, it didn't take a step, it glided, barely on the floor. Mike stared at the screen for 30 seconds, then he stood up. He grabbed his flashlight and headed towards the third floor, and he proceeded towards the third floor. The stairwell was louder than usual. Each step echoed. Third floor. He opened the door slowly. Flashlight beam cut across lockers. Empty. He walked forward. Classroom doors locked. Windows closed. No signs of forced entry. He reached the middle of the hallway. Nothing. Completely empty. Then he saw it. At the far end of the corridor, a window was open. That window had been painted shut years earlier. Maintenance reports documented it repeatedly. It did not open, yet cold air drifted inside. The blinds moved slightly. Mike approached carefully. He looked outside. 3 floors down, empty parking lot. No cars, no people, no movement. He closed the window. It resisted slightly, like it hadn't been moved in years. Then it shut. Back in the security room, Mike replayed the footage. 3:17 a.m. The figure appeared, moved forward, reached the center of the hall, and then stopped. The final frame glitched for half a second. Just one frame. In that frame, the figure wasn't in the center anymore. It was closer, much closer to the camera. Mike froze the image, enhanced it. The distortion cleared just enough to show something unsettling. The head was tilted, slightly, as if looking directly into the lens. The footage ended. No transition, no fade, just normal hallway again, empty. At 5:58 a.m., the morning staff arrived. By 6:05 a.m., Mike was in the principal's office. "I'd like to transfer to days," he said, "effective immediately." He didn't mention the footage, didn't mention the window, didn't mention 3:17. Principal Hargrove didn't ask questions. That was the part Mike remembered most. No why, no is everything okay, no hesitation, just a slow nod, a pen, a form slid across the desk like he'd been expecting it. The official record later listed the incident as camera malfunction, failed under routine maintenance, closed the same day it was opened. But Mike had worked with those cameras for 7 years. He knew their malfunctions. Pixel drop, frame stutter, night vision bleed. What he saw on camera 6 was none of those things. He didn't sleep when he got home that morning. He sat at his kitchen table, coffee going cold, blinds half open. He kept thinking about the last frame, the head tilted, looking, not at the hallway, not at the ceiling, at the lens, like it knew exactly where the camera was, like it had always known. 3 days later, Mike ran into Janet Osei, a veteran English teacher who had worked at Henderson since 1989. He mentioned it carefully, vaguely. "Something weird on the cameras last Tuesday night. 3rd floor." Janet's expression didn't change, but she set down her coffee cup, slowly. "What time?" she asked. Mike told her. She nodded once. Then she picked her cup back up and walked away without another word. That evening, Mike found a folded note in his locker. 4 words. "Don't look into it." No signature. He looked into it anyway. Henderson High's archived yearbooks. Local newspaper microfiche from the Gainesville Public Library. A cold case forum he found at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday. Sarah Mitchell, 26 years old, teacher's assistant, American literature, last seen November 17th, 1987. A Tuesday. The police report was brief. Routine missing persons language. No signs of struggle. No witnesses, except one. A custodian named Roy Dessler stated he had seen a woman near the 3rd floor stairwell around 3 a.m. He thought she was working late. He didn't think much of it. By the time investigators spoke to him, Roy Dessler had already resigned, moved out of Gainesville, left no forwarding address. The case remains open, technically, but no active investigator is assigned to it. No family ever came forward to push for answers. Sarah Mitchell had no next of kin on record. It was as if she had existed just long enough to disappear. There are two explanations. One, a technical glitch, a tired security guard, a coincidence involving an old window. Or two, every November, on certain Tuesdays, at exactly 3:17 a.m., Camera 6 records something that shouldn't be there. Mike Foden has worked days ever since, and according to current staff, no one volunteers for night shift on the 3rd floor anymore. The end. This story is fictional and created for entertainment purposes. Note, for more mysterious, dramatic, and horror stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Please share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments.